Okay, so we're supposed to find the domain of P on this, on number 65 and 2.1. So, we can't have negatives in there, so T minus 1 minus 4 has to be greater than or equal to 0. It has to be 0 or more. So, whatever we use for T, if I add 4 to both sides, is T has to be greater than or equal to 4. That has to be true, and the denominator cannot equal 0, and so 3t minus 21 cannot equal 0. So t cannot equal, add 21, divide by 3, t cannot equal 7. So t has to be greater than or equal to 4, but 7 is greater than 4, so we have to skip that. So the domain of P of t, notice I wrote that as a subscript, would be, we could go, if we do interval notation, we can start at 4 and go up to 7, not including 7, or there's another piece if we go from 7, but not including 7, up to infinity. And we could also do it with this kind of notation, say the set whose elements are numbers, such that the numbers are greater than or equal to 4, and at the same time they cannot, the numbers cannot equal 7. That's another way to write it. And you could write it in words. All reals greater than or equal to 4 except for number 7. Okay? So that's 65. And then we go to 67. And in 67, we got to do a whole bunch of things for it. F of x is 3x plus 4. G of x is 2x minus 3, and it says find f plus g of x. So we just add them. 5x plus 1. Then it says find f minus g of x. So we subtract them, this minus this, so we get 3x minus 2x is x, 4 minus a minus 3 is 7. That's A, that's B, C says f times g. So we multiply them. 6x squared plus minus 9x plus 8x minus 12, which is 6x squared minus x minus 12. Then we're supposed to do, let's see, keep that on the page there, f divided by g of x. So that's 3x plus 4 over 2x minus 3. Then we're supposed to do f plus g of 3. So I can just plug 3 into there and I get 15 plus 1 is 16. F plus g of 3 is 16, or I could just put 3 into this and 3 into that and then add the answers and I should get 16. So that's, this was D, this was E, the F. F said F minus G of 4, so you can just put 4 in there, and 4 plus 7 is 11. Or I can just put 4 in there and get 12 plus 4 is 16. 4 in there and I get 8 minus 3 is 5, and 16 minus 5 is 11. Same as if I put 4 in here, 4 plus 7 is 11. Same answer either way. F times G of 2, so I can just put 2 into here. 2 squared first. 4 times 6, 24. F times G of 2, I get 4 times 6, 24, minus put a 2 in there. 2 minus 12. So that is 10. And finally, f divided by g of 1. F divided by g of 1. Well, I put 1 in there and I get 7 over minus 1, which is negative 7. Or I can put 1 in here and get 7, and 1 in here and get minus 1, and that divided by that is negative 7 divided by 1, negative 7. That's 67. 79. '79 says find the difference quotient for x plus 4x plus 3. And the difference quotient, of course, is the difference, x plus h minus f of x over h. Quotient means divide, and so we're going to put in x plus h into x in this, and so we're going to get 4 times x plus h. X is replaced with x plus h, plus 3, that's x plus h put into this, minus f of x, so that's 4x plus 3 over h. Simplify this, 4x plus 4h plus 3. Remember to distribute the minus, minus 4x minus 3 over h. The 3's and the minus 3 cancel, the 4x for h. And the minus 4x cancel, and I should have 4h over h, which is 4. Always 4. The difference quotient is supposed to give you the slope. This is a line for slope of 4, y-intercept of 3. Made sense that that should come out to be 4. We didn't need to do the problem. We could see that that's what it was supposed to be. 79. Let's go on to number 83. And we're supposed to do difference quotient again here on f of x equals x squared minus x plus 4. So we got to do f of x plus h. So we put x plus h into all these. X plus h squared minus x plus h in place of the x plus 4. That's f of x plus h minus f of x is x squared minus x plus 4 all over h. Now I got two, I didn't write that up here. I put x plus h in for those, and I got x plus h squared minus x plus h plus 4, putting x plus h in for each x. And then I write f of x over h, and now I simplify. That squared is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. FOIL it out. X plus h times x plus h. Distribute the minus. Minus x minus h plus 4. Distribute the minus. Minus x squared. Minus a minus is plus x. Minus a plus 4 is minus 4 over h. We have the x squareds canceling. We have the minus x and the plus x canceling. We have the plus 4 and the minus 4 canceling. And everything else has an h in it. So I'm going to factor out the h, and I'm going to write 2x. Taking one of those h's out, it's going to leave one in. H times 2x is 2xh. H times h is h squared. H times negative 1 is negative h. And that's all over h, and the h's cancel, and I get 2x plus h minus 1. Okay. That's 83. 89. 89 is difference quotient for f of x equals the square root of x minus 2. So we got to put x plus h in, square root of x plus h minus 2, x plus h in place of the x, minus f of x, which is square root of x minus 2 over h. And then they said rationalize the numerator, which means multiply by the conjugate. Since there's a minus here, we're going to multiply by the square root of x plus h minus 2 plus square root of x minus 2. That's the conjugate. And we're going to do that on the numerator and the denominator. X plus h minus 2 plus square root of x minus 2. And when we do that, this square root times the identical square root is going to be the same quantity without the square root, x plus h minus 2. When we take this one times this one, we get a plus those two things multiplied. When we take this one times this one, we get the minus of those two things multiplied, so they cancel. So I got a square root, that's plus, and then I get the same two square roots that are minus. And so they cancel each other. And then I get this square root times this square root. One's minus, one's plus, so we get minus what we got inside, x minus 2, over h times the square root of x plus h minus 2 plus square root of x minus 2. We have x minus x cancels. We have minus 2 minus a minus 2 cancels. And so I'm left with h over h times this. And so the h's will cancel, and I'll have 1 over the square root of x plus h minus 2 plus square root of x minus 2. And that's 89. Do I have time here on this video? 93. Let's see if I can do these quickly. 93 says f of x is 2x cubed plus ax squared plus 4x minus 5, and f, when 2 is used for the x, comes out to 5. So if I put 2 in here, I get 2 times 2 to the third plus a times 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 5, and that's supposed to come out to be 5. Because if I put 2 in, I'm supposed to get 5 out. 2 in to function to get 5 out. So 2 cubed is 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 times 2 squared is 4 times a, 4a plus 8 minus 5 equals 5. 16 plus 8 is 24, minus 5 is 19. Subtract 19 from both sides, and I get 4. See, 16 plus 8 is 24. Minus 5 is plus 19. So then I have to subtract 19 from both sides, make sure I'm doing this right. So I get 4a equals negative 14, so a equals negative 14 over 4, or negative 7 halves, or negative 3.5. That's what they want you to do on 93. And 97, it says express the area of a rectangle as a function of its length x, where the length is twice the width. Well, if the length is x and it's twice as long as the width, then the width must be half an x, and the area as a function of x would be length times width, so that's half x times another x. That's 97. And finally, on this assignment, 99 says express the gross salary G of a person who earns $14 an hour as a function of X hours worked. The gross salary as a function of X is the number, X is the number of hours worked, and they get $14 an hour, so 14 times every hour is the gross they get. And that's it. Easy peasy. And that's all of them that were questions on from the assignment.